Hello. So we're, dubbing another episode. So in this one, we're gonna take on Ustengrav. Um, I figured I'd start the Dark Brotherhood just for the hell of it. I don't think I ever end up actually doing anything with it because it doesn't have any gear that we need or anything like that. But it does put you right next to Ustengrav though, so you might as well.
Well, well, aren't we? When most would speak, of course. I would like in the south. When question, I'll see you at home.
I believe we do go there just for the Marked for Death word, but other than that, I don't think I actually do anything with Dark Brotherhood the entire run. Which I might be missing something by not doing it. I'm not sure. I'm not a big Dark Brotherhood guy in this game. It was pretty fun in Oblivion, but in this game it's kind of eh. Most of the factions are pretty meh. The real value in Skyrim just I think comes from all the different dungeons and stuff. And the main quest is pretty decent. I think the main quest for Skyrim is probably better than the main quest for Oblivion, but all of the factions are kind of trash. Of course, we're getting ready for the hardest part of Ustengrav, arguably, which is the very first fight at the exterior. And I'm wondering why nothing is aggroing, because summoning magic is very loud. Because we have just enough time on the first cooldown of the Spectral Archer to summon all three and have all three out. But then we have the bug that I keep having happen. I don't know what's causing it, but sometimes when I do Ustengrav, the Necromancer just isn't here. I don't know if they run off to go kill something else, but the bandits that the Necromancer summons are all out here. So I don't know what that's about. Because I had never been to Heel March before this either, so I didn't think that she could get aggroed on stuff if you've never been here, but it is what it is. This is also pretty late to be doing Ustengrav at, level 17 and also a vampire. Is pretty late. So for the maybe one or two of you that don't know, you don't actually have to do this fight if you don't want to. You can wait until they aggro on the Draugr. I'm also having this, so they're also not supposed to do that either. They're supposed to the bandits in there are supposed to just be like mining away at that pile of rubble. But sometimes they'll aggro on the mages for whatever reason, and then the mages will kill them. So there's some weird stuff going on with my AI. I don't really know what mod is causing it because my mod list doesn't really have any like AI changes that I can think of, except for immersive NPCs, which is might be the culprit. I'm not sure, but I've had immersive NPCs for years though, and this issue is um, recent, so I'm not really sure what that's about. I think I was talking about having necromantic empowerment on self, but I think I've already used it in in this run, right? Yeah, because I did um, that Dragon Priest dungeon. I used it a lot.
These thralls of yours are slower than Argonians in a blizzard.
Feel free to grab a pick and help them out. I prefer
It
not
is
to
still
stand
very
in
weird
the
that they
sun
can't see you
very
standing
long.
here, no matter what character you're playing.
There goes another
Because I'm full.
But
I'm full heavy armor.
rubble.
I am a vampire though, so I do have silent footsteps, I believe, naturally.
They seem less intelligent each time you raise them, if that's even possible.
As long as they can swing a pickaxe where I tell them, they're as smart as we need them to be.
You hear that? The others must have found something.
We'd better go see. These can tend to themselves for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, I just remembered that I haven't been using mage armor. Which right now it's only 75 armor, which is obviously kind of not that relevant, but what are you gonna do? Still 75 armor we didn't have before. And they're nice enough to supply us with a bunch of corpses. I know I could have grabbed the bandit corpses outside too, but unfortunately we've now exhausted everything interesting in Ustengrav. The rest is just a few weak Draugr and skeletons, and that's it, really. Unfortunately. Yeah, Fire Wizard's way too high level. I noticed that whole time I wasn't running Health Blessing. Ustengrav is unfortunately one of those dungeons you just have to get through to do the main story. Even though it's not all that interesting. And I think it was between episodes that I looked it up and saw that this thing has faster swing speed, so I realized, and that it's silver. So pretty much are going to be using the ebony axe. I mean the rueful axe until unless we need to soul cap something. And we've gotten to that point of the game where you can start being a little sloppier with your combat. And yes, I could do chain lights into heavy, but since the swing speed is so high with the rueful axe, you can also kind of like dance around swinging in and stepping back because it has the speed of a one-handed weapon. Why I'm taking cheese as a vampire? Oh, I think here I'm trying to test if you can eat as a stage 1. I couldn't remember if you could or not. Spoiler alert, the answer is no. You can still use healing potions as a stage 1 vampire, but you cannot use food. You can't use food and you can't use restoration magic still, if I'm not mistaken. The one thing we're still deficient on is magic resist. So far. So he still almost one-shots me with a heavy attack. Even with how much armor I have and how much health I have. If I don't have the health blessing up, I still do almost get one shot. Which is crazy. But I mean, numerically, that's about right. Because I believe he has at least 1 or 2 one-handed perks. And then I have like 600 or 700 armor. So he'll knock that down to about 350 armor. So 35% damage reduction. He does like 200 with a power attack. So he hit me for like 160. So that's about right, mathematically. Because they do 50% more damage using Ancient Nord. So long story short, don't get hit by undead power attacks unless you're very tanky. too fat to make that jump. Or like to just walk across it. Heavy armor movement speed. There's a lot of runs where I don't even bother to do this, and this probably should have been one of them, because if I recall correctly, it's a basic chest, it's not even a good chest, so it's like, you spend a lot of time waiting to get across this thing. But, Potion of Insight's a Potion of Insight, I guess. I was trying to see if that archer was still alive, because I don't even know where that archer came from. I feel like I killed everybody up there, unless he's the one that's from all the way across the bridge and walked all the way over. This is, of course, BE, which I never use, but because I know it's been nerfed to like 20 times, which I might revert it to what it was before. But we'll see. I don't use it enough personally for me to know whether it's in a balanced spot right now or not. So I do think, like a lot of things, it has probably been a bit over nerfed. But once again, I have to have people who are experienced using VE to let me know. I'm a bigger Kind's Peace guy than BE. I'd rather be able to heal myself on cooldown than be invincible for 1 or 2 seconds. But that's kind of a minority opinion, I know. Or I'd rather use... And I've been neglecting using Predator's Might, and now that I think about it, I think I'm almost at the end of the run and I still haven't gotten Predator's Might. But I think Predator's Might is honestly probably the best shout. Just because having, you know, if you're a melee character anyways, having more health and stamina on is always useful, so. Especially if you're a person who's not going to use your shouts offensively, then, you know, there's really no reason to ever not use Predator's Might. And I ended up not installing Word Walls Relocated, which I think is kind of a mistake. I think I might actually do that. At least to try it out. I was going to try it out for this run, but... Because it would be nice to get the other Word of Fire Breath and Predator's Might without having to do Companions, because Companions is just kind of tedious and not that interesting. There's only so many times you can do Dustman's Cairn. Well, I don't know. I think I kind of have to take that back. It's mostly just, I think it's a personal thing because I've done Companions so many times. But actually, compared to the other guilds, I think Companions has like the most solid combat. Yeah, so obviously we're a vampire, so we take much more damage from these traps. So this is something we have to be really careful of. I don't remember if I save scum here or not, because this run, I never really explained it at the beginning because I wasn't really sure how I was going to handle death, but basically I like to do one dungeon, or I like to do one episode. So if I die filming the episode, I just start all the way back at the very beginning. So there's still a lot of stakes, but I'm not gonna start the entire run over again if I die. I'm not really interested in the Dead is Dead challenge. I'm more interested in demonstrating fun builds for you guys. And yes, a Spectral Archer can activate a pressure plate because Skyrim. And he turns around and looks at me like, help. It's kind of funny. I did remember that. And I don't have whatever mod it is where it shows the floor panels as different colors, so you can tell which ones are safe. So I kind of just know the way to go through this without hitting floor panels. It's a lot harder wearing heavy armor, though. This jump right here can be kind of... Or this... But we get a level 1 Frostbite Spider, so it turns out to be easy. Because I was going to say that the more challenging part is getting the spider here and then turning around and running away. With like a spider on your back. Because if it's a level 40, his jumping attack is pretty much guaranteed to knock you down. Which if it knocks you down on a floor panel, you're dead as almost any character. Unless you're like Dunmer with a resist fire potion. Oh, I just saw in the re-recording of this that I missed the Amulet of Talos of all things. Pretty bad roll on our insights, but that's okay. How much longer is left in this recording? Oh, a while. Oh, I was gonna do a super long episode and do Ustengrav and whatever the other dungeon is in Morthal or in Heel March, but I believe my game crashes like 10 seconds into doing that. So we'll see. So I think I just clear some stuff from the swamps as well. So I wanted to do one really, really long episode because this is the only time we're ever going to come to these swamps in this entire playthrough. So I figured I'd just do all of the swamps in one shot, but I think Skyrim didn't want to cooperate with that plan, which is fine. Because I think that means in the next one I do that dungeon for the last piece of the Galder Amulet, and then also do the Galder Amulet quest itself all in one shot. If I'm not mistaken, we'll see. So I think we just screw around in the swamps for the rest of this episode. So not much more to see. I do the return to Ustengrav off camera as well, where you get your free soul. Which, I guess I'll explain it again. For those of you that don't know, Forn added a boss to the return trip to get your soul from Ustengrav, which I disabled, but it's obviously disabled in JTweak, so you'd have to download that if you want it disabled. Because I think it's kind of a silly concept. 150, so we're 25 away. I think I do take this one now? Yeah. And 156, so we only need, what is that, 19 more? So either 4 more levels or 3 more levels and the 3rd enchanting perk, and I don't remember which one I go for. Swing speed for the Rueful Axe is so nice, man. That was such a good change. Because I guess the idea is that the Rueful X is supposed to be like a mid-tier Daedric weapon because it's not super, super hard to get. But I don't know, man. I felt like Haymar Shame, like, if I wasn't a Conjuration character, I feel like Haymar Shame would have been pretty freaking difficult, to be honest. There's a bandit camp here for more bandit camps. I'm already not used to bandit spacing. Game's starting to chug a little bit. That probably should have been my sign that it was gonna crash. Now, I do have a patch. I don't remember who made it. I think it's Ghoul Smasher made it for more bandit camps where he made them, or somebody like that, made them to where they are not. They're still there, but they don't give nearly as much loot as they used to. So, like, that small bandit camp would normally have a boss chest in it, I believe, which is obviously kind of absurd. So, it's the only thing that made me really keep it, because I was going to pull more bandit camps from this run. I really should get rid of whatever weather mod does this too. I hate this mist effect so much. It's the one reason I wish you could get clear skies a lot sooner. I honestly wish they would give you clear skies before Fusaroda, to be honest. I mean that in all seriousness. Now, one thing, of course, that I didn't consider that I probably should have is I believe an Ancient Nord battle axe with this character would be stronger than any other battle axe except for a Dragonbone. Because I'm an undead wielding it, so it does 50% more damage. It's something I really should have considered, to be honest. Chorus have so much armor. I saw him run away, so I figured screw it, if he's gonna run away, I don't care. But I kind of got lost trying to figure out where the Nordic ruin was. I don't know, the swamps look kind of samey to me, and it's always fucking misting here whenever I'm here, so it's like, kind of get lost. Another troll. I'm not sure how that first swing missed. Then I almost died to a troll, you know. Dying to trolls for content. What would have been smart here would be toggling the enchantment on my Rueful Axe to absorb stamina from him. But I decided we're going to go with the old water walking. Then my Draugr finally decides to join the party. Or that's an enemy Draugr. That's an enemy Draugr. No, it is mine. Okay. reviving trolls is really, really fun because they obviously regenerate health on their own. But if you take them indoors, as you guys will see eventually, there's a lot of places they can't fit. So they'll just sit there, which is unfortunate. But if you need to do like, if you're going to run through like a lot of bandit content, which bandits obviously are almost always outside, it's really useful reviving a troll. Oh, it's what makes Spirit Troll really good too, because it also carries over the troll revivability. And I think it ends right here. Yeah, because like I said, I go inside and the game crashes. So, um, yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Next one is Folgunthur. Folgunthur is always worth doing, even if you're not going for the Galder Amulet, because it has one of the Ice Breath shouts. Unless you're a Destruction character, then of course you don't really need any of the Elemental shouts. But otherwise, Folgunthur, it's always worth doing Folgunthur right after or right before Ustengrav, because they're right next to each other if you don't get lost like I did. And has a Galder Amulet piece, the health one, I believe. But yeah, thanks for watching.